Okay, let's jump in. You know how sometimes the creative tools you use just seem to, like, change overnight?
Yeah.
Well, Adobe Max in London, they just unloaded a whole heap of announcements. And honestly, if you do anything digital, this is probably going to
No,
affect you.
absolutely. It's pretty striking, not just the sheer volume of updates, but how deeply this generative AI stuff is now, baked into everything. Creative Cloud, performance boosts too.
Exactly. So for this deep dive, we've been digging through the notes, the info from TextCalling about Max 2025.
Hmm.
And our mission really is just to cut through the noise,
Yeah.
give you the lowdown on the new AI, the speed stuff, and what Adobe's doing for creators, just the essentials.
Yeah, and there's a fair bit to cover. Should we start with Firefly, their AI platform?
Good idea.
I mean, it's kind of wild. It's only 2 years old.
Right.
And already, what, over 20 billion assets generated? That really puts it up there, as a major creative AI player.
It really does.
Yeah.
And they're pushing it too. This new Firefly Image Model 4, and there's an Image Model 4 Ultra as well.
Ah,
What seems key is they're talking speed, better control for creators, and just more realistic outputs.
okay. So the Ultra versus the standard Model 4. What's the difference there, sounds like?
Well, the way I read it, Ultra is for when you need like maximum detail, photorealism, that kind of thing.
Right, the high-end projects.
Yeah. And the standard Model 4 is maybe more for like faster ideas, quick iterations.
Gotcha. That makes sense. And they both do 2K output.
Yep. And crucially, they're emphasizing that it's trained on commercially safe stuff like high quality stock,
Yeah.
not, user content.
That's a big deal for professional use. Addresses a lot of concern.
Definitely. But here's where it gets really interesting, I think.
Oh.
They're bringing third-party AI models into Firefly now.
Whoa. Okay. Like who?
Well, straight out of the gate, it's OpenAI GPT, Google's Imagen 3 and VO2, and something called Flux.
Wow, those are heavy hitters. So you can use different models within the Adobe environment.
Seems like it. And they're saying more are coming, Luma, Pika, Runway.
That is fascinating. Think about the possibilities, right? Using, say, GPT's text understanding to prompt Google's image model.
Exactly. That kind of mixing and matching could open up totally new ways of working.
And the content credentials piece is vital there. Automatically tagging which model was used, that's key for transparency.
Totally. Trust is huge. Oh, and I mentioned mobile apps coming too.
Mm-hmm.
iOS and Android.
Putting it right in your pocket. Nice.
And video. We can't forget video. Firefly Video is public now on the web.
And they're calling it the first IP-respecting AI video model. That's a bold claim.
It is. The idea being it's trained on stuff they have the rights to avoid copyright headaches.
Makes sense. So what can it actually do?
Well, the basics. Text to video, image to video. But also more control, like setting camera angles or defining start and end frames.
Okay, so dialing in the shot composition.
Yeah, and even creating like custom atmospheric effects or motion design elements.
Interesting. And big brands are already using it. You mentioned PepsiCo?
Yeah, PepsiCo, Gatorade, Dentsu, Stagwell. Agencies too. That suggests it's got some real legs for commercial work.
Definitely a strong signal.
One more Firefly thing. Firefly boards. It's in public beta.
Boards? What's that about? Mood boards?
Exactly. AI-powered mood boarding, storyboarding, brainstorming. Basically a space to explore concepts.
Ah, so for teams to kind of jam on ideas visually before going into production.
Precisely. Exploring lots of variations quickly. Could be a big time saver in the early stages.
Yeah, I can see that being really useful. Okay, so Firefly's becoming this like central AI hub.
Right. But it's not just Firefly. They're also weaving this AI and, importantly, performance boosts directly into the main Creative Cloud apps, the ones people use every day.
Good, because performance is always welcome. So where are we seeing the biggest changes? Photoshop.
Yeah, Photoshop's getting some cool Firefly stuff like composition reference.
Composition reference, how does that work?
So instead of just text, you can give it a reference image for the structure or layout you want.
Oh, okay. So the AI follows the layout but generates new content.
Kind of, yeah. Helps keep the visual framework consistent. Sounds useful.
Definitely. What else in Photoshop?
There's select details, supposed to be quicker for complex things, like hair, and adjust colors for easier color tweaking.
Simplifying tricky tasks. And they mentioned the actions panel.
Yeah, a redesigned actions panel. It's in beta. Sounds like it might start suggesting workflow steps intelligently, sort of hinting at that agent idea we'll probably get to.
Oh, okay. Laying groundwork.
Plus, better background removal, and they say Editing video in Photoshop is getting as easy as editing photos.
That's quite a claim for video in Photoshop. Okay, what about Illustrator?
Illustrator, big focus seems to be performance. They're talking up to 5x faster for some popular effects, faster menus.
That's music to designers' ears. Just raw speed helped so much.
Totally. And new Firefly functions there too. Generative shape fill, text to pattern, and text to vector graphic.
Text to vector, directly in Illustrator.
Yep. Could be huge for generating icons, patterns, that sort of thing, much faster.
Wow. Okay, InDesign next.
InDesign gets Firefly generative fill too in beta for vector graphics.
Okay.
And something specific but useful, math expressions, for complex equations and layouts.
For technical publishing, yeah.
Plus, a big one, converting PDFs into editable InDesign files.
Oh, that is a big one. Huge time saver. No more rebuilding layouts from PDFs.
Right. Then Lightroom, new select landscape feature.
Okay, what does that do? Auto masking.
Yeah, automatically finds and masks things like water, plants, sky. Makes landscape editing faster.
Nice. Anything else for Lightroom?
Upgraded quick actions for group photos, easier batch editing, and better sharing on mobile and web.
Streamlining workflows seems to be a theme. What about Premiere Pro for the video folks?
Big news there is Firefly Generative Extend is now public, and it supports 4K and vertical video.
Generative Extend, that's for lengthening clips, right? Adding frames.
Exactly. Making a shot linger a bit longer, generated by AI. Crucial that it handles 4K and vertical formats now.
Yeah, essential for modern delivery. What else?
Something called media intelligence. Sounds like AI-powered search for your footage.
Ooh, like searching terabytes of video just by typing keywords? Or describing a scene.
Seems to be the idea.
Yeah.
Finding that specific clip way faster could be massive for post-production.
Game changer potential right there.
And caption translation. Instantly translate captions into like 27 languages.
Wow, for global reach, that's incredibly useful.
Then there's Adobe Express, getting a lot more powerful.
Express, that's their more accessible tool, right?
Yeah, but it's adding advanced stuff for video, animation, brand content.
Like what?
Okay, list time. Clip maker, long video to short clips. Dynamic animation adds motion to static images. Enhance speech, noise removal. Generate video for like B-roll or backgrounds. And generate similar, makes related elements based on one image.
Whoa, that's a lot of new capabilities packed into Express, making high-quality content easier to produce.
Seems like it. Plus, over 30 new Photoshop filters in Express. And it can import PSD, AI, and PDF files now too.
So it's becoming much more integrated with the Pro apps.
Yeah, bridging the gap maybe. Even Fresco, the painting app, gets an update.
What's new in Fresco?
A new tag for content credentials. Created without generative AI.
So artists can specifically flag traditionally made work. That's important for distinction.
Yep. And easier sharing to social media directly from the app.
Okay, so across the board, tons of AI integration, performance bumps. It really feels like a foundational shift.
It does. And that ties into this idea they mentioned, agentic AI. What's your take on that? Sounds a bit like AI assistance.
Sort of, yeah. The way I understand it, it's about making the tools more proactive. Not just doing what you tell them, but maybe anticipating needs, suggesting next steps.
Like a smart co-pilot for your creative work.
Yeah.
Helping you work faster, but, you're still in charge.
Exactly. Keeping the creator in control is the key message. They pointed to that revamped Photoshop Actions panel as a starting point.
Right. The intelligent suggestions.
And media intelligence in Premiere Pro, the smart search, that feels like a step towards agentic video workflows, too.
Makes sense. Learning from how you work to help you out.
And they explicitly said they plan to bring agentic AI into Express to make it feel more like a creative partner. It's definitely a long-term play for them.
It's interesting, but it's not all just tech, right? They also talked a lot about supporting creators through all this change.
Yeah, that was a strong theme. Positioning AI as a tool for creators to enhance creativity, not replace it. That's the narrative.
And they back that up with something concrete. The
Yeah.
new Creative Apprenticeship Initiative.
Right. Helping the next generation get into creative careers, practical learning, mentors, paid experience.
Sounds pretty good. Investing in actual people, not just algorithms.
And apparently hundreds of mentors and employers are already signed up, which shows there's real interest.
That's encouraging. Then there's the other side of supporting creators, protecting their work. The Adobe Content Authenticity app, now in public beta.
Yes, the content credential stuff becoming more tangible. This app lets creators attach that information to their work, right?
Yeah. Add your info, prove who you are. They mentioned integration with, verified on LinkedIn for identity.
Okay, that adds a layer of professional validation.
And importantly, signal how you want your work used specifically regarding AI training, giving creators opt-out control.
That's crucial. Addressing the concerns about AI models scraping everything without permission.
Exactly. And they said they're working with policymakers and others on these opt-out mechanisms too, trying to build industry standards.
Good. It needs that broader collaboration. So the app plus the policy work seems like a serious effort towards attribution and creator rights.
It does feel like a necessary step in this AI era. Okay,
Yeah.
so let's try and wrap our heads around all this. Adobe Max London. Big picture.
Well, Firefly is clearly growing up fast,
Mhm.
becoming more powerful, more open with third-party models integrated. That's huge.
Yeah. And then the Creative Cloud apps themselves getting faster, smarter, with AI woven right in. Photoshop, Illustrator, Premiere, pretty much everything.
New features everywhere, aiming to speed things up or enable totally new kinds of creative exploration.
And alongside the tech push, a real stated commitment to the humans using the tools.
Hmm.
The apprenticeship, the authenticity app.
Right. Trying to balance the rapid innovation with support for the creative community.
Overall, it feels like a pretty significant moment. These updates offer a lot of new potential for efficiency, for creativity, for control,
No doubt. It changes the landscape for anyone creating digital content.
which kind of leads to a final question, maybe for you listening.
Hmm.
With AI getting integrated this deeply and this fast, what are the new skills we're all going to need? And how might collaboration change between creatives and maybe between creatives and AI?
That's the big question, isn't it? What does being a creative professional look like in, say, 5 years with these tools evolving so quickly?
Well, definitely something to chew on as we all figure out how to navigate this. It's certainly not boring times.
Not at all. Exciting, maybe a little daunting, but definitely not boring.